Spirit wants us to know that a win-win outcome is in our forecast, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. This energy is the sign of partnership, of falling in love, not only with people and situations, but with the moment, and really being able to closely relate with someone else. And of course, the small self always thinks of this as maybe a lover or a family member, someone we're already in close proximity to. But Spirit says we might find ourselves closely relating with someone we're standing in line with at the grocery store or at the bank, or wherever we might find ourselves, and really falling in love with the moment together. That there are going to be simply miraculous synchronistic moments happening, and those with eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart that knows are going to be able to receive those moments. And when you catch one of those moments with a stranger, Spirit says it's even more magical. As well, we are coming to climaxes and conclusions of weaves in our lives that no longer serve us. So we may find ourselves starting new relationships, or existing relationships are transforming in some way. But no matter what, that which does not serve our soul or creates an imbalance of power in our lives is now ending. Other relationships will now be able to move to a new level of commitment. So we have to make some room. And in order to make some room, things that are not serving us are falling away. And Spirit wants us to remember that people come to us for a reason or a season. And if a relationship is ending right now, it is doing so at exactly the right time. And we can trust this. And we are encouraged not to fight it. There's a sense that we need to balance our own needs with those of someone else's. And this can be as simple as balancing our own needs with that which is coming in as stimuli from us, from our environment, through the news, through social media, through the television, through our peers and our family members. There's a lot of information always coming, far more than there was even a decade, or especially 2 or 3 or 5 decades ago. And so this sense that we need to balance our needs, and particularly the needs of our nervous system, that which is connected to our spirit and which needs proper grounding right now in order to thrive. And in some cases, even in order to survive. As well, we're encouraged to respect the diverging paths as we move into what Spirit calls the trifurcation of worlds, or the middle way, the middle path. This energy that the humble and the respectful begin to inherit the earth. This is a win-win outcome, which is possible with true and loyal give and take. So souls that are not only accountable and responsible for themselves and their own energy, but who are showing up to the weave to give and take when the moment asks for it. As well, once again, Spirit reiterates that we are letting go gracefully of what is falling away. And if we are seeing another person or situation in our life as a hardship or particularly challenging, we are encouraged to ask Spirit to show us this situation through the eyes of love, and to ask for grace to shift any perspectives which are not anchored in love and wisdom. So some of these battles that the ego longs to fight in the physical realm can simply be surrendered in the energetic realm, and we will begin to see, if we are open to receiving it, through the eyes of love. And once we have that perspective, everything changes. So we're encouraged right now to make a firm decision. It is time to focus on ourselves for a little while, and to look after ourselves with much more love and devotion than we ever have in the past. We're finding a balance between our desires and those of the people and the situations and expectations around us. And Spirit wants us to know that dramas and upsets may bring emotions and energies to a peak. So once again, it goes back to this climax and conclusions of weaves that do not serve us. So we may be experiencing some of these energies. However, we're encouraged to know that negotiation is possible when we are coming from a heart-centered place. So once again, this energy of partnership, of falling in love with the moment, and being able to closely relate to each other in ways that we may never have before. And simply needing to be open to those moments and staying in a responsive place and finding our a balance between our own needs and desires, and noting when the dramas and the upsets, and the storms come through, that we do not have to give our energy to them. We can be an observer in this process.